What's going on, guys? James Patrick here. And earlier today, we just dropped a new episode of the Beyond the Image podcast in which I get to interview Casey Zeman all about how to use webinars to increase your sales. Now, in this podcast, we talk a lot about the sales tactics and the marketing techniques behind webinars. But what I want to do is give you a bigger picture and talk about how webinars can be used and how webinars fit into your overall marketing plan. Now, this is also going to call into the module release on FITposiumPLUS.com earlier this week, which is all about how to increase your ROI, the return on investment you have with online advertising. So how does this all come together? How do all these ideas converge? It starts with the consumer journey. Now, I did another module on FITposiumPLUS.com on the consumer journey, but let's look at the first 4 parts of the consumer journey. So the first 4 parts of the consumer journey, first part is awareness. Hey, people got to know you exist. And I'll touch upon how you can drive awareness leveraging advertising. But awareness is that's your organic social media, that's getting PR, getting published, all of it raises your awareness. Number 2 is value. You have to drive a lot of value. It's not just enough that people know you exist. They have to know why you matter. They have to stick around, okay? There's nothing that is more useless than followers who just aren't engaging with your content. They maybe passively look from the sidelines, but they're not really interested in what you're doing. And the reason is because they're not getting value from you, okay? So you not just have to get their attention, you have to keep them tuned in. Number 3 would be some form of opt-in, some form of lead generating tool to drive them from just knowing you exist and paying attention to you. So this is knowing you exist and paying attention to you, these 2 right here, to actually getting into your marketing funnel, to signing up, to subscribing to something. And then step 4 is the purchase or the sale, okay? So your job is to move them from being aware of you to getting value from you, to manually opting in to your funnel, and then from manually opting in to actually purchasing from you. Now, when I interviewed Casey, what we're talking about is webinars fall in right here through here. This is your webinar funnel. Because you're giving away great information, you're having them opt in to watch this webinar or to be involved in it. At the end of the webinar, you can push a sale. So this is where webinars fit into your overall client journey. Now let's tie in how advertising works into this. When it comes to advertising, we look at a funnel. And we have really 3 parts of this funnel here. We have our top of the funnel. We have our middle. And we have our bottom. Now the idea of it being a funnel is you want to drive as much traffic into the top of the funnel. The more traffic you drive into the top of the funnel, the more you get out at the bottom, and the bottom is your sales, okay? So how this plays into advertising, top of funnel advertisements are your awareness ads right here. Those are your top of funnel ads. It's just getting people to know who you are and what you do. So these are ads that don't necessarily have people click off of Facebook or click off of Instagram, but it's ads that promote you, promote the amazing things you do, and truly edify who you are and what your brand is all about. So that's top of funnel ads, awareness ads. And in our module on FITposiumPLUS, we dive into how to build top of funnel ads and what the most effective top of funnel ads are that can drive your awareness. But awareness also, like I said, can be your organic growth. It can be PR, getting published, things like that. That can drive awareness. Middle of funnel, this is your nurturing right here. Nurturing that's nurturing. And then this is nurturing as well, but this is taking one step further. Okay, so our goal is to not just get people in the top of the funnel, but to nurture them so that they become warmer prospects. As a prospect goes down here, they become warmer until they make that purchase. So when we nurture our clients by giving them great value, by giving them great information, by helping them solve their problems, they're going to want to continue down that funnel. And then bottom, these are your actual conversion ads. So ads, conversion ads are, hey, buy this thing, right? But this right here, middle, this is where we can run webinar ads. Webinar ads are lead generating ads. So we talked about nurturing, also lead gen. The idea of a lead gen ad is the prospect is right about here, and you're saying, I have something that can solve your problems. I'm hosting a free training that can solve your problems. All you have to do is sign up. That is the opt-in right there. That's the webinar, okay, is the actual opt-in. And then you give great value on this webinar, you nurture on this webinar to drive them into the purchase. So you could run ads in the middle of the funnel to an audience that knows you, or a lookalike audience that is explaining why this webinar is so important, what this webinar can do to help. Now, how this plays into the overall concept is, let's look. Someone learns about you, they find out about you, they kind of see who you are, what you do. Then they follow you on social media right here, and they're getting a lot of value from you. They like your IGTVs, they love your IG lives, they enjoy your organic posts, they like your stories, right? So they're checking you out, and then you put something out that says, listen, I have this new training. It's a webinar I'm going to be hosting. Here's how you sign up for it, right there. And I have to give you my name and my email address, and now I'm in your system. So whether I purchase right after on your webinar, and we talk about on today's podcast, we talk about how to sell on a webinar, whether I purchase on the webinar or I stay in your email list, and then you retarget me with emails, trying to move me from here to here, I'm in your system now. So this is the overall scope and how webinars play into your marketing mix. Understanding your client journey, and then understanding the funnel of top of funnel is all about awareness, middle of the funnel is all about lead generation. So moving people from being aware about you to signing up for free, whether it's a webinar, whether it's an ebook, whether it's a downloadable guide, but getting into your marketing funnel or your marketing system, and then getting them to the bottom of the funnel, which is converting them into clients. So hopefully this adds some context and some overall clarity. So next steps, definitely dive into today's podcast. I get to interview Casey Zeman from EasyWebinar. We talk about all about marketing funnel strategy that you can start implementing right away. Check out the new modules we did on FITposiumPLUS. We did the full consumer journey module, which is actually, it's a 6-part journey. So we talk about each of those parts and how to implement them. We also talk about prospecting clients, using social media to turn them into prospecting potential clients, turning them into customers. And then we have our new module, which we just dropped, which is all about how to build each of these 3 types of ad sets to grow your top of funnel, turn your top of funnel into lead generations, turn those lead generations into conversions. That is available at FITposiumPLUS.com. And then also earlier this week, we kicked off our launch program, and launch is all about getting your first launch to market. We started on Monday. It is not too late. So if you are interested, if you have an idea, if you want to move forward with something, we're going to show you every step of the way on how to do it. Check it out at committolaunch.com. Once again, James Patrick, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have an amazing rest of your day.